All I can say, I was a dumb voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
Look, I think I need a lawyer. I've uncovered something this morning. I sat on it all day because I had a life. I mean, I just couldn't sit here all day and do all this stuff. But I came up from work and now I looked up stuff and now I really think I need a lawyer. I think we all need a lawyer. Like, this is a huge issue and I want to share this with you. It's something I realized this morning. I was watching all these TikTok videos from people saying, contact your congressman, call them up, tell them how upset you are. Here's a script, etc. I'm sure you've all seen these videos. And I did that. I called up. It was like 5:55 in the morning. I know I get up early, but I did it. The phone was, the message machine was busy. Couldn't leave a message. So I began writing an email. And rather than use a script, I started to write my own, my own message because I didn't need anybody's script. I'm really pissed off at this Elon guy and I had no trouble writing it, all out. And when I started writing, I started talking about my profession. And if you don't know, I'm a certified financial fiduciary and I work with insurance and financial agencies and people and I help plan their retirement. That kind of has nothing to do with this, but I'm telling you that because while I was typing out my email, it dawned on me something that I, as a financial fiduciary, need to remember every single time we deal with clients and take on new people. And what we need to realize is that their personal information is something that we are not allowed to share, like ever. If we do, we get in big trouble. Like I lose my license, I could go to jail. It's over. I would never, ever do that. We guard our clients' information like gold, more than gold, diamonds. Okay, so I'm thinking about, I'm a fiduciary and I can't wait a minute. How is the United States government sharing our information? They must have a Privacy Act on their websites because I have to have one. I am compliant. Everything I do on my website goes through compliance because we're in the financial business. So what do? I go over to the website, Department of Treasury, and I scroll all the way down to the bottom, folks. It's all the way there. And be careful because it has the Privacy Act. No. We don't want the Privacy Act. We want, all the way down at the bottom, their privacy policy. In fact, you can head there now and look it up for yourself. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Lots of pages talking about how we're not going to share your information, all this other stuff. A little bit hard to understand. So then I started plugging it into ChatGPT this afternoon. And finally, after reading a whole bunch of things that seemed extremely problematic for Elon and Trump, key thing there, I just flat out asked ChatGPT, because I like ChatGPT, can the president of the United States be allowed, here's the question, to give access to a third party outside of the government all of the information in the Treasury Department, including the personal information of Americans? That's what I asked ChatGPT. You know what it said? No, it cannot. The president cannot do that. And then it lists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reasons, starting with the Privacy Act of 1974, ending with the Oversight and Congressional Review. Bottom line, and this is where we need a lawyer. Okay, we meaning the people who will not stand for this, not just me. We need a lawyer. The president cannot do this. And if they do, they can face lawsuits from the individuals whose data was shared. That's everybody in the United States. Congressional investigations and I'm about to say it. Potential impeachment proceedings. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I just said? That's what that says. And finally, and this is, it's a beautiful thing. Criminal charges under the laws like the Privacy Act or the IRC Section 2103. Do you hear me? Do you all hear me? I don't know. Maybe I'm excited and maybe I'm crazy, but I think we all need a lawyer who can do this much better than me. Because what do I know? I just went down to the website and looked at their privacy policy, and there it is. They will not share our information with a third party. And they did. And now there's consequences.
Don't want to vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
Donald Trump stated the following: the United States will take over the Gaza Strip.
I'm seeing a trend of Trump supporters on this app who are coming on here and saying that they regret their vote, that they wish they could take it back. They're seeing all of the damage that's being done. They're seeing this unelected fascist taking a sledgehammer to the foundations of our government and our traditions and our way of life. And the fact that you don't even know which of the two of them I'm referring to means that you know I'm right. And these Trump voters are saying they regret their vote. And they're saying they wish they could take it back. And boy, howdy, they're going to go ahead and vote blue in the next election. And let me just go ahead and say to all of those Trump supporters who regret their vote, a heartfelt message from my full chest. You. Let me say it again so that it's unambiguous and clear. You. You can't plead ignorance. Not anymore. Not after his first term. Not after Project 2025. Not after him telling you all the things he was going to do. You didn't even need to listen to us. You just needed to listen to him. All the things he said he was going to do, he is now doing them. The evidence was out there. You were forewarned. And now you're regretting your vote. Now you're looking back with regret and saying you wanted to take back your vote. You! It is too late. And if we even have midterms, much less another presidential election, I will be really surprised. You know where else they have presidential elections? Russia. And do you know what happens? Putin just happens to be such a popular candidate that he wins like 95% of the vote. If you think we're ever going to have another free and fair election in this country again with that goddamn fascist in charge, you are kidding yourself. I'm happy that you saw the light. And I'm all about the spirit of community building and coming together and working as a team to try to defeat these people, because that's the only way that it's ever going to happen. Historically, anytime any country has turned to fascism, it's been up to the United States to step in and help them change course. Nobody's coming for us, so we're the only ones who are going to be able to save ourselves. And we have to do this from inside. But in the meantime, I regret my Trump vote. You! It is too late. The time for reflection was in November. This is all on you, and you are not forgiven. However, if you actually put your money where your mouth is, and put your back into it, and help us take these down, maybe you won't be ostracized, but you will not be forgiven.
The funniest thing is, I'm not even mad if people are having regrets at this moment in time. It comes with the course. But again, as I've stated to so many people, this is what it is that you specifically voted for, especially if you are a part of the majority in the United States. You voted for this specifically. Y'all came out and voted, and the ones who think that they are just like you came out and voted as well. And I've seen some of you guys online on TikTok stating that I regret my vote. If only I would have known sooner. If only I would have actually listened, and yada yada yada. Hindsight is 2020, so they say, or however it is that they use that terminology. So I guess in the next election, if there is a next election, then that means that, you know, you would just so happen to vote blue, I guess. But at the end of the day, the other thing that I happen to tell people is that no matter which way you vote, the government is the main entity that is doing a lot of things to hinder, to suppress, to affect you, the people, in a certain type of way. They've done a very great job at psychologically brainwashing and castrating, in a sense, mentally, a lot of people's critical thinking or the ability to critically think. They've even went so far as to remove a lot of things from schools, right? because they don't want people to learn truth, to learn what is specifically there, so that the generation of now won't, of course, repeat the same exact mistakes as the previous generations before them since the inception of this country. But because a lot of people want to use the scare text, it's race theory, critical race theory, it's this, is that. Why are we so focused on the past? We're on the here and now. This is going to further divide us. It's not going to further divide anything. And it wouldn't. The only thing that divides is fear. And that's the main thing that's being used at this moment in time. But it's being covered as this type of, we're trying to save people. We're trying to have people on the right path. We're trying to have people focus on the here and now and not yesterday. But if we refuse as a people, as a group, to focus on the yesterday and the past, how will we be able to chart for a future? We won't, and we can't. So again, this is why I don't really fault certain people sometimes when it deals with the way that they voted, because a lot of people, as the first person stated, it was because of their community. It was because they were blinded by the things that they just so happened to watch. It was because they were indoctrinated, because of the heavy weightedness of that indoctrination, of that psychological warfare, of that great good old America propaganda advertisement. Because of how great it is, it led them to, in a sense, vote against themselves and their own best interest. But hopefully, if people do a little bit of learning, they sit down and they sit back and they look at the past, and then they happen to look at yesterday, maybe, just maybe, people will be able to plan something out for the future. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.